When Lauri Markkennen was drafted, the expectations were high. The 7-foot forward out of Arizona was seen as the next best unicorn type player in the NBA. He was 7 feet tall, could handle the ball like a guard, and was a sniper from beyond the arc. So when Chicago acquired him via trade on draft night, expectations were kinda high for the 20-year-old. But early on in his career, he was never really able to live up to the hype. He wasn't bad, but he really didn't show much improvement when he was in Chicago. Yes, he had a big second-year leap, but he kind of regressed a little bit the following year. And now, 4 years later, he found himself in Cleveland on a young and exciting Cavs team. It looked good for him. He wasn't asked to do much other than shoot the ball and try his best on defense. And he did that pretty well. So well that it was presumed that he had found a home in Cleveland. But as we know now, this wasn't the case at all. Once Donovan Mitchell was made available in the market, he was gone. And now going into this year, the expectations were pretty low for Lauri. He wasn't expected to stay in Utah for long, and was one of the players who was expected to be dealt by the trade deadline. But with the way he's been playing this year, it looks like he might become a part of their future core, and he seems like the MIP frontrunner and might have a future in Utah. As I mentioned, Lauri has been playing out of his mind this season. He's currently averaging 24.8 points per game, 1.8 assists per game, 8.7 rebounds per game on 66.6 true shooting percentage. All of the stats I just named off to you are career highs, except for rebounding. He's gone from a solid role player to a breakout star, the #1 player on the scouting report for opposing teams. He's not only shown vast improvements in every part of his game, but he's also shown the consistency that can take a role player to an all-star. Lauri himself spoke on this all-star caliber season he's having. He says, "I think it's been the overall game coming together," Markkennen said. "Working on my overall game, working on where my spots are on the floor, I've just been trying to bring everything together and just keep working on the overall package." And this quote seems very true. All you have to do is just look at the way he's been playing so far this season. You can tell he was working OD in the offseason, and he's been working OD during the season to improve his game. In the past, he was known for his inconsistency. He was very inconsistent. If you look at his time in Chicago, that's the perfect word to use when describing his tenure there. However, this year, he's been one of the best and most consistent players in all of basketball. He's taken one of the biggest year-to-year jumps we've seen, and this has led to all-star talk surrounding his name, something that seemed pretty unlikely a year ago. And as of right now, it's looking like he'll make it for the first time in his NBA career. This isn't the only accolade he's predicted to win this year though. He's been in the most improved player talks all season and has a very good case for it. He's been playing like a top NBA player this season, and he's been all-star caliber, but he has some steep competition, I'm not gonna lie. See, like I mentioned before, Lauri embodies what an MIP is. This dude was just a role player on a playing team a year ago, and now he's the #1 option on a team that at one point was the #1 team in the West. But he's not the only player that has taken a leap this year. The other and more popular, well-known player has been Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I made a video before the season projecting the leap from Shai, and he's done just that. He's been incredible this season. He's taken a huge leap in scoring as he went from averaging 24.5 points per game to 30 this season. And he has a young and talented Thunder team right outside the play-in as of right now, something that nobody saw coming. This is incredible, and Shai deserves all the praise he's been receiving. I mean, think, he's the #1 option on a team that was expected to be one of the worst teams in the NBA this year. He's led them to being right outside the play-in, and with a couple of wins and some luck, they could be in. And for this, he definitely deserves consideration for the most improved player award. But his case is not as strong as Lauri. I mean, don't get me wrong, Shai's leap has been amazing, and like I said, he deserves his flower. But let's be honest, we all saw this coming. You see, even coming into this year, Shai was regarded as one of the best young players in the league. And even before the season, he was looking like a top shooting guard in the league. So what he's doing this season with the game winners, the ankle breakers, the amazing highlights isn't really a surprise to anyone. Everyone saw this coming, and we were well aware of what he was capable of. As a matter of fact, a couple people actually predicted a jump from the guard coming into this season. But Lauri, on the other hand, was a complete surprise. surprise. Not a single person expected Lauri Markkennen to come out this year and be all-star caliber. He was expected to play well, yes, but definitely not the number one option and a top player in the West good. He's been playing so well that now reports are coming out that the Jazz are refusing to trade him because of how he's played this year. And this is what the MIP award is for. The most improved player. Lauri has been the most improved player in the league this season. He has taken one of the biggest year-to-year leaps we have seen in recent years, and that should warrant him getting the MIP award. His performance this year embodies what the most improved player award is all about. The most improved player. And what player has improved more than Lauri? Last year on the Cavs, Lauri wasn't bad. He was just nothing more than a decent role player. He averaged 14.8 points per game, 1.3 assists per game, 5.7 rebounds per game on 58.2 true shooting percentage. Now some of these stats were actually career lows for the 7-foot big man, but he was just a role player and really was just looked at to spot up on offense. His defense really wasn't the best, and many people started to give up on him. They saw him as no more than a quality role player in the NBA. But once he got to Utah, he erased that narrative almost instantly. In his third game for the Jazz, he led them to a huge win over the Pels, where he got a 30-10 double-double, and he was very efficient from the field as he shot 52.9%. Many didn't really think he would be able to maintain this play throughout the year, especially considering what he did his first two outings. But he proved them all wrong, and he has been extremely consistent all year. So as I mentioned, nobody saw this coming, not a single soul. And despite the improvements that Shai has made and other players around the NBA, he, along with the rest of the NBA, has not improved as much as Lauri Markkennen. But I understand it though. Lauri has been amazing, but Shai's looked like a superstar this year. But come on now, let's just be honest. When you think of the most improved player award, the player that has improved the most in the NBA, do you really see Shai as being that? Has he taken a leap? Yes. But I don't think his leap has been nowhere near as big as the one Lauri Markkennen has taken this season. And for this reason alone, I think Lauri deserves a nod over Shai. It isn't many players that can say that just a year ago, they were a role player on a playing team, and now they're a bona fide all-star and a number one option. These are just my thoughts though. In my eyes, Lauri has shown the biggest improvement league-wide and is well deserving of the MIP award at the end of the year. In my opinion, it's his award. I mean, how many players do you know went from inconsistent role player to bona fide all-star in 1 year? But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Shai deserves the MIP for his leap and his superstardom this year? Or are you with me and believe that Lauri is the most deserving of the most improved player award? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and comment down below. And if this is the type of content you enjoy watching, go ahead and subscribe as well. I'll be making content like this all season. But until next time, peace.